We talked this morning about Delta. Delta had earnings recently. Now, airlines, we've talked about airlines before. Airlines, especially international airlines, they don't make money on the actual tickets, right? Like that, they lose money on their economy and stuff like that. They used to make all their money from first class and business class, but now it's basically in-game purchases. Their money is coming from additional purchases. And that's why you saw Southwest Airlines for the first time actually start charging for bags. It used to be always bags fly free. Not anymore. Not anymore. They just don't. And so this is not, you know, is Fleshlight up or down? What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, I want to answer, but what the fuck does that even mean? I don't even know how to answer that question. I don't know what the question is. Honestly, if you don't have something that's automatic nowadays, you're just broke, okay? Like, who the fuck is still using, you know what I mean? All right. So airlines are making all of their money from basically a la carte purchases, right? Everything that used to be included is now a charge, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You now have to pay for, you know, literally everything, whether it's checked baggage, whether it's the boarding, you know, whatever, you know, what group you're in boarding with, you know, you have to pay for peanuts and water and fucking Wi-Fi and everything like this. Now the thing is that instead, here's where they're making their money, right? So they didn't make any money. So they didn't make any money. Let me just show you the genius of this. I know it's fucked up, but this is the genius. You're like, how are airlines making money, right? How do they make money? It doesn't make any sense, right? Because it's so they're giving tickets away for dirt cheap. Well, that's the way you do it. Think of it like video games, okay? There used to be a time when there was no such thing as a free video game, right? Why would there be a free video game, right? Nobody makes any money off of that. All that work to build a video game, you don't make any money off of it. Right? Consoles and stuff like that. Same thing with airlines, right? They were losing money because they only made money on their first class and business class. And if they didn't have that, then it was just about volume of traffic. Well, now they've figured out how to do IRL microtransactions, okay? So here's what they decided to do. They don't want to add more business and first class, right? Because those are big seats with TVs and stuff like that. And these are usually 3x to 5x the cost of economy, right? So you have your economy seats back here. And let's say that it cost you $250. Well, that's going to cost you $1,000. And it worked out because you're 4xing what you're getting here, but you're only losing 3 seats worth of space. And if it's first class, you're talking about 10x, right? So that's how they kind of made their money. Not anymore. Here's what they did. How do we continue to make money here, but make even money back here? Well, we're going to start check bags, right? That's number 1. Number 2, boarding order, picking seats, fucking beverages and snacks, lounges. After COVID, they had so many people in the lounges, they had to start cutting them. And the list goes on and on and on. By the way, guys, you didn't notice this, but over the past 5 years, they have decreased the size slowly of what is acceptable as a carry-on. You've lost about 2 inches here, about 1 inch here, and about a half an inch in depth. You didn't notice that, did you? Nah, they didn't tell you that. They didn't tell you all about that, right? So yeah, you've got that. I could go on and on and on and on and on. Okay, moving on. So I've done videos on this before on how they've got bounty programs now for agents to find out if your carry-on is too big or not, and they get like 5, 10, 20 bucks if they make you check it and whatever. Increase the price there. Prices are going up everywhere. But now they've developed something else. They said, we got an idea. How about this? How about instead of adding more first class and business class, what if we just take the same fucking seats, and if we're getting 250 bucks a pop for these seats, what if we took 1 row out, minus $750, and put all of these seats 3 inches further back and charge $100 more for it? So let's just take minus 3 seats, $750, and then add 3 inches to 15 seats. Think about that. We'll call it Economy Plus. That's no way that's going to work, Stocky. Why would somebody pay an extra $100 for 3 additional inches? That's what they did. And you might say, this isn't going to do anything. Well, you're wrong. So this is what we found out. Delta had their earnings yesterday. I got to remember to not just put the ticker for people who don't trade stocks. Delta had their earnings. And that 3 extra inches is bringing in billions. Their premium seating is now closing in on their general main cabin seating. From Q3 2022 to Q3 2025, the gap has been closing. Q3 of 2025, their main cabin brought in $6.1 billion. Premium, $5.9 billion. But here's the crazy thing about it all. They track everything. they have noticed that almost every single person who booked a basic economy and did the upgrade to economy plus never went back. Apparently, once you get that extra 3 inches, you never settle for less. What do you mean an extra few inches are always good? Get the fuck out of here. You've been waiting 5 minutes to say that. Now, I don't understand this stream. This guy's actually teaching us and talking about stocks and some interesting things, but he's making it fucking weird. Yeah, that's how you learn. You weren't going to learn about this now, but now anytime somebody says 3 inches, you're going to think of 2 different things now. Here's the thing. Nobody's going back. And the CEO said within a few quarters, premium seats are going to overtake revenue of their main cabin. That means they're going to end up taking out another row and putting in, putting all the seats back 3 inches again. This is the new hack. Then eventually you get rid of all the regular seats and premium becomes a new basic. And ladies and gentlemen, you just learned how shrinkflation happens.